Hi everyone, this is Libby, and we are at episode 43 of Wearables Weekly. I'll go ahead and introduce my co-host today, Aaron Caston from the left, even though no one's going to know who he is because he doesn't have his lower third on.
I thought I just turned it on.
Cecilia Abadi from San Diego.
Hi everybody.
And Keith Acorn from Sunnyvale, just an hour south of San Francisco.
Close enough, Bay Area.
So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. First of all, one of our hosts is missing, as you can see, Noble Ackerson. He just had a new addition to his family, little baby Sparrow, who is adorable. Although he's not posting enough pictures, I have to say. He needs to bump up the baby pics.
Are you follow Baby Sparrow Ackerson though? Because
I
that's
am.
where you get the pictures.
I am, but she's not posting.
I love that little narrative he's got going on there. So.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to him. And anything else going on this week? I think that was it. I think that was the big news. Outside of 4th of July, of course. But
I think we breathed a big sigh of relief after all that I.O. stuff before.
Yeah, this was a good week to just calm down. It was definitely very needed between all of the activities. So, did you guys do anything fun for 4th of July?
No.
No.
Fireworks.
Yeah, it was pretty low key for me too. Actually, Keith, I know Keith went out to go see fireworks, and I stayed at home.
I'm gonna see fireworks this Saturday because we have like Native Americans in my population here in my little town. So those are gonna go. Those are cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So let's jump into the news then. So for one of the first things on the news, Mind RDR, control Google Glass or device with your thoughts.
I think it's Mind Reader.
What's it called?
Mind Reader.
Mind Reader. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I don't know if it works. I've seen people with pictures of it on Google Plus, and I'm not 100% sure if this works or not.
So I guess I have a little bit of information. So at a GDG session here in South Bay last week, one of the presentations was a guy who was all about these head-mounted computer-controlled things. He had the one with the I guess it had like 9 points where it would measure, and you could control like a AR drone, like you tell it to lift and turn and all this stuff by just like focusing on a certain thought. And it was surprisingly effective because he just had someone from the audience come up and try it, like calibrate it right there, and have it going. This one's a little more simple. I think it's just a single point, but the way they described it was if you can create like this focus, like I don't know, like pretend like you're meditating or something like that.
Like a psychic focus, or?
Well, I guess if you just, I don't know.
I tried these when I was at South by Southwest. They had like Subway actually had like a little competition. So you have two people and you had to control the thing. And what I learned is what I kind of knew before, that this Skynet sensor, NeuroSky, I'm sorry, sensor, it can sense there's concentration or not. It's like a binary thing pretty much. And the problem with it is you can purposely concentrate, so I'm sure you can concentrate and take a picture. But the opposite is also true. You're going to just concentrate because you're reading an email and you go like, oh my God, and you're concentrated and you're also triggering a picture. So I don't know. It's so binary that I think it's too basic for anything real.
Yeah,
so
it seems like kind of a fun idea.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite there yet.
Yeah, I mean the price point's only $100. So I'm not sure how much development actually went into this. I think it's pretty,
What do they sell by the $100? That's the NeuroSky, or?
That is taking advantage of a pre-existing device, I thought.
Yeah, and I think they used this once in like some kind of kids game, like a Jedi game, like you find it well. But because it's so simple, it's really only 1 point, I guess. Yeah.
NeuroSky has been out for at least a year. At least, probably more.
Gotcha. But at least in its Glass app, like if you trigger it, what it does is it takes a picture of whatever you're thinking of. So I don't know. Maybe you could set it up to do something else, but it's okay.
Well, but that's the thing. It's always going to be first one thing, yes or no, and it's always going to be something that is going to happen even without your control. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just randomly doing something.
No,
And,
no, you feel it. Like if you want to concentrate, you will do it. The problem is sometimes you will concentrate because you're just concentrating, and then you're going to activate a task that you didn't purposely want to.
right,
So,
right.
so I wonder if the idea is just to give you like an image of everything that was particularly interesting that day. So like maybe you're not deliberately taking a picture, but anything that you thought was interesting enough, it will just take a picture and you'll have it.
Yeah, that's a thought. That's a thought.
Kind of like a little bit more sensitive memento or something.
You'll see the intense moments in your mind during the day, what was happening there. Yeah.
For better or worse.
Yeah.
So next story.
Got it.
Yep.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I finally got mine. It took forever, but
That's okay. So the modular smartwatch, Project Ara for the wrist. I've seen, where was it that I saw something like this? It was Maker Faire that we saw something similar to this. Yeah, and I think we talked about something like this on an earlier show. It's a great idea, but I don't know functionally. I'm not sure if it's there.
Yeah, it's a neat proof of concept. I mean, I don't know, if it's really that feasible long term, but the idea is you got these blocks, you can switch them out. Like if you're maybe you want to be like have a super low power device that you want to take out in the field, you can have maybe like a low power display, like an e-ink type display, and maybe an extra battery module or a GPS module or voice dictation. They had this video that I won't play right now, but it kind of goes through some concept ideas. But right now it's very simple. Like it's plastic 3D printed blocks and kind of like you said, like Project Ara, but for wrist.
Yeah, they were at Maker Faire, and they had a couple of displays out. They were a bit expensive though. I think if you wanted to actually get a complete kit, it was several hundred. I think I'm reading through the article, and I guess you can get something from between 150 to maybe 200 to 250. But it's an interesting project at this point. I think eventually maybe we'll get there, but right now it's still very, very beta.
Yeah, I think a lot of the features that they're putting into individual blocks like GPS or microphone, they're not things that really need a whole block on their own. Probably it'd be neat if you could have a watch that you could just change the screen out, because that makes such a big difference in the battery life. But other than that, they can just stick everything in there probably.
Yeah. Again, at the price point of between $200 and $250, it seems like if you just wanted a fitness tracker would be about $150. But it's a neat idea. I think it'd be a good little project for somebody who's just getting into
I think it makes a lot of sense. I think the modular approach for a watch makes more sense than for a phone to me.
Yeah.
I see a phone as more of everything in the kitchen sink should be included almost, and then your watch, you may not everybody may want this little individual piece or that individual piece, and plus there's so much less real estate to work with.
That is true. I think you're right. It does make more sense than a phone, as far as having a bracelet, because it
in your wrist, you mean?
Right.
Yeah, you know what? This is one of those things that sounds very good in concept. I'm not sure at all that this is going to be a thing in the practical side. We might get full watches, regular watches that are going to be so compressed anyways, and will have everything you need. I'm not sure, but it's interesting.
Yeah, if a regular watch can do everything, why do you need it to be modular?
Yeah.
Just for the sake of being like, hey, we're modular,
No, it's the hardware opening the hardware for anybody to come and with a simple standard. But so I see the philosophy, the idea. I don't know if practically.
Yeah, that's the one thing that is kind of neat about this. Since it's not all built by the manufacturer at once, like you said, it's an open standard. So if someone has a great idea that nobody would have thought of otherwise, you can kind of work on your own and have it work with the system. But we'll see.
It's a great concept.
I think it's a great little project for somebody. I just don't see the other thing is I just don't see it scaling. I think I mean, I don't really see the price point ever coming down, and there ever really, really being a demand for it. But it's a neat idea. It's a really neat idea.
Yep.
So, so the next story, I thought this was interesting. Pavlov's smart band, paying for negative reinforcement. So I know this is something that we had talked about before on previous shows about if you fell asleep on the couch, something that would wake you up and get you to go to bed, or if you sat too long on the couch, something that would vibrate to get you up and be active. So apparently Pavlov's smart band, what it does is, let's say you hit the snooze alarm twice. It'll send a shock, a low voltage shock through you to get you up and doing what you're supposed to. I will never buy this. I will never use this.
It might be the great gift that you give somebody else.
I think the cool thing about this is the concept behind it, not really the execution of it. You know, like it's something an app could do with Wear. It just vibrates you to remind you to do something and build a habit. It can't really shock you, per se.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that is going to get left off very quickly.
Yeah, that's probably what would happen. I like you said, Aaron, I love the idea. I think it's really funny and clever, but yeah, the idea that you would deliberately let it shock you is probably not very likely. Although maybe the guilty factor of taking it off would be enough.
The electrode is a module for the for this.
One of your that would be interesting. Yeah, like you said, Keith, I think it would have to maybe send like if you took it off, it would send a really, really big shock through you to encourage you not to take it off.
There you go.
Yeah,
I think maybe the one thing, and I'll only say that this might work because you're not typically in your right state of mind when you're sleeping, but it's so easy to keep hitting that snooze alarm and never noticing how many times you've actually hit it. Maybe after your 5th time or something, it could remind you.
It's interesting that they did it. It doesn't seem like it's the watch that is buzzing you. It's your friend that is monitoring you. So that's interesting that they use a social thing into the picture, and it's your friend that is doing it. It's not the watch, really.
Right.
I think that's very smart.
Yeah, and so again, you don't need the hardware. Doesn't really matter in that case. You just need something to facilitate that buzz or that notification of, hey, you should be doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something less painful than electricity would probably be just as effective.
There's been other things before when I was trying to do Better Eyes, a startup that would try to change your habits and help you better yourself. We were looking at something that was gym packed, and you would pay, and if you have a goal and you didn't go to the gym, you have to pay money. And other people will earn the money if they did go to the gym and things like that. There's a lot of things that are interesting models to at least play with and see what happens.
Yeah, so more carrot than stick. I think this one's all stick. I just don't see an upside to wearing this.
But I like to try it in a way.
I just realized what's the fatal flaw with this thing is like nobody will ever charge it. You make it yourself to wear it.
Oops, I forgot to charge it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Your friends should send a wireless charger or something, yeah.
The first motion tracker to be self-charging using motion will be a good one.
Yes.
Yeah. Although I don't know I know there's a couple of watches out there that'll do it, just basic watches. I'm not sure if you can get enough of a charge off of just motion for everything that a smartwatch should do. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough.
Somebody should figure that out, though.
That's true. Somebody would make a lot of money if they did that.
Maybe
off of motion and
self-charging module in your phone.
All right, 20% charge.
Yeah, if they could figure out motion between motion and solar, that would be that
Yeah,
might
they
cover
they
it.
do have those self-charging flashlights, and I mean, yeah, that's kind of a vigorous amount of motion for a short time, but you're getting a little bit of motion all day, I guess.
Hmm. Or not. If you're in your
That's
desk
true.
all day coding, you don't.
That's true. So if you're a developer, that might not work out so well for you.
Mm, no.
I think
A
they need to
smartwatch
build
that'll
like
charge my
a
motion.
projected charging field from monitors, so like when you sit at your computer, everything in front of it just gets charged up.
Yes, yeah, I vote for that one. It reminded me of a friend. They had this crazy idea that we could feed our devices out of our own fat in our body. That would be really cool.
That would
So I
be
guess
great until everybody was skinny, and then it's like, oh crap, then people start dying.
You just eat more. That's not a problem.
You
You
know,
can
this
always.
device
Do
wouldn't
we
even have
really
to
want
do anything. I
machines
think.
that survive off of human?
Yeah,
Is that
no, it might be a
really
bad
Yeah,
idea.
that's a really good point.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded cool at first, but now that I think about it, this
When
isn't
you
a
put
good.
it that way, yeah.
yeah,
We've seen how that ends.
we're just getting to the Matrix. We could already be in the Matrix. You never know.
We probably are.
Yes, totally. Uh, so next story, Withing bridging the analog digital smartwatch divide. Um, so Withings came out with a fitness tracker that looks a lot like an analog watch. Actually, it is an analog watch with a fitness tracker built inside that Bluetooth connects to your smartphone. Um,
Is it pronounced Y things or we things?
is it Withings? Am I pronouncing it
So
wrong?
I don't think
I think
anybody's
it's
figured
Withings,
out.
yeah.
It's French, so
Withings
however a French
sounds-
person would say it.
I always say we things because it's like we things, but Y things makes more sense because they're like wireless things.
Oh, that's true. That would make sense too. It might just be Withings, and we could all be saying it wrong.
I think that's it. I think I heard it more that way. Withings.
They're French. They don't know what sounds good in English.
Maybe it's with ings.
Oh yeah, like with things.
Yeah,
Oh, could
I
be.
don't know.
Well, regardless, the watch looks pretty awesome. It's a really nice looking. It's a very sharp looking watch. It's definitely something I would wear. The price point of $390 for just a watch with a fitness tracker is something I wouldn't consider purchasing it myself. I feel like nowadays you can get a really nice looking watch. I know Aaron and I we talked about this before the show.
We will reiterate it.
We will reiterate it. We will share it to the masses.
The people, yes, the people watching
Why?
it.
I don't understand these things. It's like, why? Everybody stopped using watches that look like these for a reason. They're stupid. They're in the past. They're old-fashioned. They have nothing to give you. Digital, a screen. Can you compare that with so dummy? And you compare it with a digital screen that is rich and bright and colorful and can change.
I'll give you a couple counterpoints. I agree with you. I agree with you, Cecilia, that like I don't think we need to go back to analog. But there are two things. One, on my watch, I don't have that super AMOLED display like you guys do. So my watch is typically off. I have to like tap it to turn it on to see the screen. At least this, you can kind of just see it any time, and it's kind of like it doesn't use that much power.
This thing like is almost too bright, even when it's supposedly.
And that was the other thing. A lot of times, especially like when going to bed and stuff, it's not uncommon to like accidentally tap the watch and blind yourself with the.
Right, that's a problem. That's a problem with the Wear watches. It's not a problem with the Gear, for instance. The Gear has a mode, and it's all they need is a piece of software that it puts it in sleep mode. It tracks your sleep, and at the same time, it avoids that any silly contact will trigger it.
Sure.
It's that simple.
Yeah, it needs like a screen off state as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It needs screen off. Which that's like you said, that's just software.
I mean, let's evolve with the new digital smart watches.
Well, I will say this though, there is something very comforting about having an analog watch. I can understand the appeal. There are and people who aren't quite as tech savvy. This is probably something that would be a good bridge for them. Because there's people out there who won't wear a digital watch.
Well, what do you mean tech savvy? Because everybody knows how to use a smart cell phone, so that's it. That's all you need. Once you know that, you can use any.
like my mother would not know how to use a
Yeah,
smartphone.
but would your mother buy the Wii things either?
She probably not. Probably not. I mean, if the point of it is it Bluetooth connects to your cell phone to give you your your step count and the fitness tracker and everything. So it's
The with
But you
ink
can see it.
still
You
has
can
to
see it.
connect
You look at the thing, and where's your pedometer? How many steps did I do? And you look at the needles, and you're like, how many
Well, I
steps
think the
did I
idea
do?
here,
It's
and
like stupid.
again, I'm not saying which one's the better design. I do like how it's kind of got that simple, elegant, style. But the one thing you have showing here is just the percentage of completion. So if you have 10,000 step counts per day or whatever, you can kind of just get a feel that you're halfway there, you're 3/4 of the way there, and that's all you really need. I mean, I don't monitor my Fitbit actively. I just want to see that I'm getting some activity.
But don't you like to see a screen that tells you, hey, Keith, you did your 10,000 steps right now? I mean, it's awesome.
I did when I first got it, but after a while, I just
But you
knowing
still,
that
once in a while, you break your own records, and you get new messages, and you
and when that happens,
accumulatively
it can let your phone know, and your phone
where this
can
would
tell
have value for me, or why the withing, that's what I'm calling it from now on, withing watch doesn't have value is because I kind of need the negative reinforcement where it's like telling me that I did great and hit my 10,000 step goal doesn't work because I didn't walk 10,000 steps. So I need something to say, hey, you've only walked 150 steps today. You need to get off your ass, lazy guy.
Yeah.
so the Pavlov's band.
Yeah, I was gonna go there too, Libby. He needs the Pavlov's band.
What do you say?
The Pavlov's band would probably be good for you then if that were the case.
Yeah, or just a notification saying, I mean, right now I've probably walked a couple thousand steps today. Let's see.
But it's true what Aaron says. Like I see it once in a while. I see that I'm only 1,000 steps, and I get, oh, okay, I'm really behind today. It's a bad day. At least
1,300 steps. I may have had my watch off for part of the day. It was hot.
Oh.
Don't judge me.
I don't know. WeThings was a great company. They had an awesome scale that I love. They had a tracker early, but this is disappointing. Like they're not getting where things are going. That's my opinion. They're just not getting it.
I think this is just supposed to be like hey, you wear a watch, you use our other products, you want maybe. I don't know what they're thinking.
To be honest, I feel like there isn't a market for this. I do feel like some people would.
Nice.
Yeah.
It looks nice watch.
It's a sharp-looking watch, and I think it will attract people. But the $390 price tag. Well, the $390 price tag I think is way too high. I think
I'm hoping that's some euro conversion rate. Maybe it'll be like 250 or 200 or something. Even then, it's too much.
It's about $200 too much.
I mean, it's still just a fitness tracker.
Right.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which you'll have in your real watch that can do a lot of other things, and it's going to be increasing. The amount of things we're going to do in the Wear watches, in the iHealth watch that Apple is going to launch, there's going to be an increasing amount of things. People are going to be creative. It's going to look different every day. All sorts of things are going to happen, and they're going to be stuck with those needles in the screen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, how does it charge?
Good question.
There's no other angles, so I'm gonna guess
it doesn't. Perpetual motion.
Battery. It has
12-month battery life. Okay.
It has a nuclear.
Wait, how long?
12-month battery life.
So it's using one of those hearing aid batteries then.
Yeah. Ooh, that I really don't like.
No. 12 months is plenty of time. I mean, I
12 months.
thought you said 12 hours at first.
Yeah.
So do you have to buy a new watch every 12 months?
No, you probably can replace that.
This is like that Misfit Shine is also like 6 months. It just uses the hearing aid battery. I don't know why it lasts much longer than lithium.
Yeah, I have. So for me, devices that either need to be charged weekly, I'm pretty good about that. But anything longer than that, I tend to forget about them.
Yeah, but this is not. I wouldn't worry about that because once a year you're gonna get your notification, and they do this already, like Fitbit, and they're gonna tell you on an email and on all sorts of places, hey, you need to replace the battery with ahead of time, and then eventually you go and do it. And I mean, that's not a big deal. Once a year.
Yeah. So I guess why things is competing with with a Swiss watchmaker. So they don't feel like the competition is really the Fitbit or other health trackers. And in this particular case, it should be what they would like to compete with is another watch.
Well, that makes sense. At least they know what their market is. Okay.
Yeah, but still, I think it's too high. $390. You can get a really good Swiss watch for about $200. So
they're about to get run over by a train.
Yeah.
They're totally about to be run over by a train, and they don't even see the train is coming.
I don't think it's really the same market. Like you guys said, I think that the kind of people who buy this watch aren't people that would have otherwise bought an Android Wear or something. They're the people that would have bought a regular-looking watch for style.
Wait and see, Keith, because you have to. There's a small chance that wearables and smartwatches will be like cell phones, smart cell phones that everybody has them now, and there's a big chance that everybody will have the smartwatches one day. It's a possibility.
I think so too. I mean, right now, I think a lot of people stopped wearing digital watch or analog watches because they had their cell phone. So
because they don't want, a thing like this to wear something in your wrist that is only going to give you the time in today's world is stupid. That would make a lot of sense when that's one of the only things we could measure. But now we're augmented in so many ways. We're connected. We need way more than that. So having just the time is silly.
That being said, though, I think a lot of people do wear analog watches mainly for, like, jewelry. It's like, why would you wear earrings? So a lot of times they'll wear it for
I agree,
for style.
but eventually those jewelry are going to be replaced. When there's enough value in a smartwatch, the smartwatch will replace the jewelry. And that's when they're going to fail miserably.
Well, the smartwatch will become the jewelry.
Yeah, they become the jewelry, exactly, and they will replace the old non-smart jewelry.
That's true. That is true. But, yeah, I think we'll probably get there pretty soon. I don't think that's too far in the future.
That's hard to say, but it could be a few years. But it will happen.
It may be a generational thing as well.
I'm not sure I see smartwatches becoming quite as ubiquitous as smartphones, but I could be wrong.
It's a big possibility. You know when they're going to do it? Remember that imagine that in a few years they really replace most of what you could do with your phone. And in addition, they have 3G. They have a SIM. And they can do your phone connection. So you're going to start going running without them. And then you're going to go out for a week for quick things without them. And then you're going to forget, inside your home, you're going to forget you had the phone. And eventually, that's it.
I don't think you're gonna want that screen to interface with. I think that bigger screen. There's not enough screen real estate to do all the things that I want to do.
Yeah, these are technical things. Like you said, people tend to get bigger screen phones, and it's been getting bigger over time. And also, input is tough unless you can do everything through voice. It's not really a good way to input on.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, there might be something
before. It's just a series of screens. So you've got your tiny little screen. You've got your middle-sized screen. You've got your laptop or tablet-sized screen. Then you've got your desktop-sized screen. Then you've got your television-sized screen.
But remember that you're going to have more and more context. So you're going to have intelligent, smart assistants that are going to be doing things for you. So imagine in the future, you're going to have more and more value. Eventually, they're going to be doing more and more things on your watch. And once you have connectivity, is what I'm saying, for small things, you're going to just use your watch. It's going to be a thing. It will take time.
A distant future, sure. It could be, you're wearing something, and that basically that is your, powering your OS. You walk up to any display, and all of a sudden that just is sending that data to that display, and it gives you a better interface to interact with. It could be a car window. I mean, yeah, I see that happening. By then we'll be in self-driving cars, so it'll just be any window on the vehicle, And so, yeah, absolutely, you're 100% correct. Near term, I mean, we're talking the next 5 years. I don't think.
So in the chat window, we've got a couple of comments. The watch industry is about $50 billion per year. Watches won't go away, from Jason Adams. And I kind of agree with that. I think it's one of those things, like, it's almost like a ring. It's a ring or earrings. There's always going to be a market for it. I don't know if it's really going to necessarily always stay 50 billion, but there are going to be people out there, like the pocket watch. It's going to be kind of a little niche item. Thoughts?
There's a few more questions. Yeah, there's a few more questions on the question and answers.
So the watch is now the primary screen and the phone is the second screen. I mean, that's kind of what we were just talking about. Whereas your watch becomes the PowerPoint, but the watches aren't powerful enough yet for that. And
No.
eventually, sure, I totally could see that happen. In that case, we probably wouldn't even be wearing watches, though. We'd probably just have some like chips in our body and wear contacts and just be interacting with the air. I mean, that'll probably. I'm not sure. Who knows?
Yeah, the other things that could change things is the flexible screens. So if we have flexible screens that we can like bend around and then boom, they're rare.
Yeah, was it Philips or somebody announced they had a 60-inch TV that could roll up? Because that's what you want. You're
Yes,
television, it does the whole like. You ever remember hanging a poster when you were younger? You put it up at the top and it just goes and rolls right back up. You're like, you pull it down. And, no, I don't want to roll up TV.
I think it was a Samsung. Who had that? It was at
LG.
some
I
trade
think
show.
it was LG.
Was it LG? Yeah, I remember it was at a trade show, like a really, really thin roll-up TV. I thought it was neat.
I saw at Fry's not that long ago. So they had like,
but it's like what?
They had like a 100-inch TV that was like, it looks like it's a TV because it was on the wall with all the rest of them until you realize like that it's actually just a screen and like there's a little tiny box only about this big sitting in front of it that's just projecting really, really close at like a high angle. So that's kind of neat.
So we do have another question. Does Android Wear work with iOS?
Not yet.
It does. I think
I don't know if
Android
it
Wear was.
will.
Yeah.
They will need. They probably could but they need to get their Android Wear approved, I guess. Eventually.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's anything on Android side. I think it's more something on Apple side.
Yeah, I mean they need access to the notifications center, which I don't know. Do any iOS apps have access to other apps' notifications?
Well, Pebble works with iOS, right?
Okay, so yes, I guess it is possible, but not yet.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it never went to iOS, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I kind of expect it will, but
they will try. They seem to have the philosophy of trying, but
yeah.
Well, and then once the iWatch comes out, it won't really matter.
Yeah, I think once the iWatch comes out, Apple's gonna put the kibosh on it.
we all agree. Yeah.
So
and that is the problem with Apple. They're like, no. You bought an Android watch or a Android Wear watch? No, it will not no longer work with iPhone. Pebble, sorry, buddy. Wow.
We have our own product now.
Yep.
Well, I think really what's going to happen, I really think Apple might come out with something so cool that no iOS user will want to go to Android. Honestly, I do think, because they haven't done anything right in the longest time, I'm thinking that they should do this one right. I'm thinking they've been doing this for all this time and they're going to do it right.
Maybe.
Yeah, and that's true. Actually, there's a lot of Apple fanboys. You're right. There's a lot of Apple fanboys out there. Once that watch comes out, there's no turn.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with Android Wear, that they're just going to buy Android because it's Android Wear. And the problem is that they would eliminate the competition.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's fine that people would prefer an iWatch. That. Who cares? Go sell 10 million to all of your fanboys that you've brainwashed. And the people who think it's a better product. That's fine.
I don't know that necessarily people will have to be brainwashed because I think they know how to do hardware, and we have to say it. They know how to do. They do beautiful hardware, and there's a big chance that they're gonna come out with some beautiful hardware that nobody else could do before. So it's a possibility.
Samsung makes beautiful hardware though too.
Yeah, but Samsung's beautiful hardware is a copy of Apple's beautiful hardware.
That's true.
So I wonder, I imagine that Apple might be one step further in doing the beautiful smartwatch.
Oh yes.
But it will only work with iPhones and their competition, which is.
It will only have half the functionality of Android Wear, but it'll look good. It'll look really good.
I don't know.
Just wait 6 months, and there will be the Samsung iWatch for Android stuff. It's fine.
Exactly. That's my plan. Samsung will catch up. Then they'll pay all the money for all the suing that they're gonna get.
I wish Google had announced something about Android at home or Android Home, because with
Yeah.
So they had a Nest session, but yeah, they didn't go into any of the original stuff. No, like they had one light bulb you could maybe control and some stuff.
Yeah.
So like Home Depot is ahead of Google now.
Wink with Wink.
On
Yeah.
Google Home.
Great naming, Home Depot.
Yeah.
Guess we're going to be developing for Home Depot stuff now.
Any hard feelings there?
No, I don't. It doesn't matter to me. Although home automation is something I've been looking at for years and years. It seems like forever, but I'm always like, well, maybe next year it'll be ready. Maybe next year. And I was looking at it today because of the Wink announcement. I was in the last couple of days actually, and talking with a friend, and I was like, yeah, I think maybe next year will be the year. Well, I've said that so many freaking times.
It always gives you something to look forward to, though, and work toward.
I don't
If they're
know.
all achieved, then all would be lost.
At least by next year, they'll have fully integrated Nest and Dropcam and all of these things. But yeah, I really expected more this year from I/O. I was, like you guys, I was very excited a couple of years ago when they had a big part of the keynote demo with the lights flashing and the treadmill and all this stuff hooked up, and it was all supposed to be wonderful. And you tap your CD case on your TV and it would start playing or whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
Back when we still use CD cases.
I think it was even a little bit passe back then. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I still have my ADT, or my, what are they called?
80K.
80K, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So,
Nest should be their way in, hopefully.
I feel like that was why they acquired Nest,
Yeah.
was to do their Google at Home. And that's just a theory. That is just a theory.
Maybe it'll just become Android Nest.
Yeah.
Or they'll just leave it at Nest, because Android Nest sounds weird.
Well, and Nest recently released the API for developers. They recently opened it up to developers.
Yeah.
Hey, for anybody that was in that Nest session, what was the name of that bulb that they were talking about? It wasn't the GE and it wasn't the Philips. There was some. What's that?
Lifix, I think. It's like LIFX or something.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it before, but it seemed like they were somehow.
LIFX, like light effects or something.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was an expensive light bulb. That was.
Yeah, LIFX. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Cool.
So we've got one more story to cover. Android Wear gains Google camera shutter remote. It's interesting. I feel like you can now use your smartphone as a camera from far away. But I don't feel like. What's that?
I said creepy.
Yes, it is. A little. Well, yeah, that's true. Actually, you
No,
could
it's only
totally
creepy
take
if you
some.
can use the viewfinder, like what we were talking about earlier.
But can you imagine if you left it in a bathroom?
doesn't have a
That
camera.
is creepy.
What if you just slid it under? No, I'm not
You
even.
have to leave your phone.
That's like
just
getting
pulse that real
idea.
quick.
Not even going there.
Yeah, I don't see the particular usefulness. I think it's a neat feature idea. Like if maybe you hand your phone to a stranger and then they're taking the picture, because you can kind of hit the shutter and then maybe a future version you could see what the picture looks like before they hand you the camera back.
Mhm.
But right now I'm not really sure. They say for selfies, but if you're holding up the selfie thing, how are you going to hit the
You're gonna be
button?
like,
No, you would have to leave your phone like on a little stone in a place and then walk and.
see, but that's why I think you need to be able to see the viewfinder. Like it
that's
should
true.
show you the viewfinder, and then
That would be
go,
awesome.
okay, it looks good. Click.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, Aaron, this is something that Aaron and I had talked about earlier in the show. And the more that I think about it, the more I kind of agree with you, Aaron. It's more of a creeper factor than anything else. Because you could totally leave your phone in, like, really bad places and just click on your
I
watch.
think if you leave any phone around, it's going to be missing pretty soon. Like
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to leave your phone.
Not
alone.
if you
So
hide it really
Not
well.
necessarily. What if I left like an old droid sitting there, or like something with a broken screen? You know.
Oh, yeah. I
Hey,
mean,
I
honestly,
can creep.
Okay, but we already know that there's way worse to do creepy camera stuff. We've already been through
Yeah,
that.
if
So
you want to be creepy, just get Google Glass.
of course. We already discussed that.
Yeah. Are we done?
Yeah, that's it for stories. Let's go into discussions. Let's see.
We
Oh,
discussed it.
wait. Well, yeah. So, okay, discussions. Our
We
simple
already did
fitness,
that in the first one. We
Yeah.
covered that already.
our simple trackers,
We gave them the
our
sentence.
simple fitness trackers dead. Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
we
pretty much
gave them
covered
the
that.
death sentence to all the trackers, independent, including the Withings one.
We mourned the fitness trackers.
Yes.
So in other words, we're going
Rest
to
in peace.
put all of the 10 new fitness trackers that come out every week in the show notes anymore. They're just
Oh, yeah.
they're all the
We'll
same.
still cover them. It's part of the job,
Of
you know.
course. of
Yeah,
course.
we'll talk
cover
about
them.
them. But
We'll tell you how they're dumb. But like, all of our opinions on fitness trackers going forward is probably going to be that they're dumb.
it'll
Unless
just
it's like
be
fitness tracking socks. That's still dumb.
no. Fitness tracking is cool. I
No,
am
it's not. It's There's no problem with fitness tracking. The problem is with just simple trackers.
yeah, with the execution of the fitness trackers.
Yeah, unless you have some amazing back-end software that's doing something different, there's just no way to differentiate yourself. So I think the dominant players now, like Fitbit, will stay the dominant players in that market until they get obviated by the next thing. So.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have a really cheap fitness tracker, I could see
What
somebody
if they gave
coming.
the fitness tracker away for free?
There's
And
gonna be a very cheap watch that is gonna do your tracking one day.
Yeah, it would
What
honestly.
about today? We're talking about today.
Well, actually, one of the reasons that this story got put in here to begin with, or one of the thoughts of it, was that I guess the new iPhones, and some new Android phones can replicate almost all of that stuff too. So, like the step counting, calorie tracking, they have like a whole separate chipset in the phone that will not burn down your battery, but will also give you all the Fitbit functionality. So, step counting and calories and stairs. So in that case, you don't even need any device. You just have your phone.
Swimmers, sorry, you're screwed. There's like 3 devices for you.
Yeah, eventually it'll be in the suit. Don't worry.
But you'll get waterproof stuff soon enough.
They need to have like a LED overlay on their goggles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I'm surprised nobody's done that.
Recon might. That would be a perfect. That would be a perfect market for Recon.
I wish, electronics and water didn't.
Although, yeah, there is the I might kill you factor. That would kind of suck.
Well, it's not that I would kill you. It's just that it's not going to work anymore. There's not enough power to kill you.
If there's enough, okay, that's yeah. I was gonna say if there's enough electric charge going to it, that could be.
Your phone, 10 volts is pretty safe, I think.
Yeah. New favorite Android Wear apps.
Yeah. So there was a bunch of new stuff. Sorry, go ahead, Libby.
Oh no. I was gonna go on to that.
Sorry,
Yes.
I jumped ahead.
Let's do it. Let's do it. 12 Android Wear apps you need to try.
What do you think?
So this is actually from last week. So there's even new stuff that's probably not on here, but there's quite a few good ones. Like I don't know. I guess everybody could pick their favorite. Anybody want to go first?
So I learned about One Weather because of these lists and stuff and their wear support, and I'm actually pretty impressed with it as a weather app as a whole, not just for my wrist. Although it is a little redundant with Google Now as far as like weather notifications. I get them. It seems like they show up at almost the same time every time. So there's that, but I liked One Weather. Other than that, I don't use any of the other things except for Keep. But
I'd like to see how this IFTTT, if this and that, is working, because I think that's every geek's like favorite tool. But I wonder
I don't
what
use
actually
it at
triggers.
all. Oh, that's not true.
I use it. I don't see how you could set that up on Wear. The screen's just too small. But I do use it. I do
like
use some
actions.
formulas.
I saw a cool one. It was like send my location to a contact's email.
Mm-hmm.
It sends them a map location to somebody's email, which is kind of clever. But then I think Glimpse supports Android Wear as well now. So if you use Glimpse, that basically does the same thing.
I love Glimpse. Yeah.
Maybe you could do send a glimpse to somebody. Oh no, a glimpse wouldn't. Does a glimpse do? Here I am. Come to me.
Glimpse shows the other person for a certain
just
period of time your location. So if you're going around, they will
That's how
know.
I
It's pretty awesome when you're about to meet someone and you send them a glimpse and they know where you're at and they know when you arrive.
Right. For some reason, I was thinking you could say, "Hey, I'm here. Come find me," but it doesn't do that.
No, that's a good idea though.
Yeah.
You
Are
know,
there no apps that do that? Well, I guess with if this then that you can do that.
I kind of like a lot the Delta one because one of the things I hate is I never have the confirmation number when I need it, and I hate to do paper, and that sounds pretty cool to have it
Oh, and
there.
you can pull up the QR code for your boarding pass, so when you go up to the gate, you just bloop.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Makes a lot of sense. It seems like Google Now should be able to do that as well.
Yes, true.
You can do it on your smartphone. I've been able to check in with my smartphone before.
I did that with Virgin.
Yes.
Does that work
Depending
with
on the
Southwest?
airport, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, it works. It works with Southwest. Actually, I think that's them and Delta are the only airlines I've been able to do that with.
I did it with Virgin.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I'm sure Virgin has something like that too.
Didn't we talk about cardboard last week?
I think we.
I mean, they have. Cardboard's pretty awesome.
I love that though. Oculus Thrift. That was great. Did one of you write that, or did you see that somewhere?
No, I saw that on some other headline. I wish I could steal it.
That's clever. That is clever. I like puns. Very punny.
Have you guys put together your cardboard yet?
No, mine's still sitting unopened.
I didn't get one. I was such a loser. I walked out. I walked out early for some reason in the keynote. And...
You know, Libby showed up late to the keynote also, but tracked them down.
Yeah, then I got distracted, and then I did, 2 fouls. Didn't get one.
One thing I did think it was neat about this, so you've probably seen at least a half a dozen kit makers where they'll have the lenses and the cardboard pre-cut and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, I'm kind of into the maker movement and I really support that kind of stuff. So I thought this is kind of a neat thing for kids. I don't know if any classes would be interested in it, but it's like the perfect, easy, cheap little thing to get someone started in building something they can then use.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was really awesome.
It's
I
creative.
Together, so I got to see kind of the demo, and it's really impressive.
I tried it. It's cool. It's creative. It's like really showing what you could do. But on the other hand, it can't evolve because it will depend on a device that they don't control at all. So others VR devices are going to evolve so much faster.
Yes and no. I mean, so these kit makers have pre-cut their own, but Google does provide you the laser cutting, whatever the template. And I think probably you're close enough to LA. You probably have a tech shop nearby or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you could modify the.
Yeah.
Right, but what I'm saying is you're relying on a cell phone in the end. The display, which is the problem, they need more resolution. They need more. So
cell phone displays are better than probably what those other ones are using.
No, from what I heard, no, that's the limitation exactly. That they would need to evolve the hardware, the cell phone, much faster, and really they have no control of that. So I don't know.
What's the cell phone limitation? Like resolution or size? What?
I think it's the resolution kind of thing, and you have no control at all. The cell phone is a cell phone. It's not going to change the way you need to change angles. If you need to change anything else,
why would you need to? I don't understand. I'm not following.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not making sense.
It doesn't change angles or anything, And that
I think
technology
Oculus,
hasn't really changed in 20 years.
Oculus has total control. They could eventually they need to extend the screen to your sides, for instance, because one of the big limitations is that you're looking like a scuba diver kind of view, and eventually you want to evolve into the kind of
with the peripheral vision,
peripheral, because that gives you a whole other level of reality.
It's fully
spiritual,
submersive. Yeah, I think the one thing, the thing I appreciate about cardboard is it kind of shows everybody how cheap it is to really get into virtual reality. So with cardboard, I think it essentially takes away the entry-level price point to get into projects that are virtual reality. That is definitely one of the things I appreciate most about cardboard. But you're right, I don't think it's necessarily going to evolve beyond what it already is, but what it will allow a lot of people to do at this point is develop virtual reality and 3D games or whatnot, whereas before they would have had to drop $300 for an Oculus Rift.
You're
Sure.
totally
And
right.
if somebody were to build like a version of Minecraft for it, I imagine that kids could, maybe they don't have to build everything from scratch, but they can build like this world that they're going to play around in or whatever. Or if they're more advanced, maybe they can make a new, I don't know, a new platform for these worlds.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
We have to get you a cardboard, Cecilia. We
Yeah,
will find one for you.
for the girls, huh?
For the girls, yes.
Yeah.
Mom gets to play with it too. It is really cool for what it is, and I think right now it does retail for like $20.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
For the
it's not
record,
that
like
bad.
you can't build one yourself right now. Like I don't know if all the kit makers bought all the lenses, but you can't even find those lenses if you wanted to. Like
There's one with NFC, which I thought was really cool. Like you can send a customer, so the use case would be like you send a customer the cardboard with an NFC that is programmed for a certain app. I guess they still need to download the app, right?
I saw
But that
somebody
would,
talk about like real estate. So they
yes,
send you one, and so you can look at a virtual tour of a house, which is
I
really
think that
cool.
was
oh,
Brick
that's
Simple. I think it
brilliant.
was that Unseen
Yeah, that was
talking.
Brick Simple.
Yeah, that's pretty clever.
It's awesome.
So I mean, you could do the same thing with cars. So somebody's shopping, for a vehicle. They send you the dealership sends you one, and then you can select different vehicles to do a virtual interior tour of or something. I don't know.
Mm.
All sorts of cool use cases.
Yeah, even
So,
for students to yeah, for many things. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, virtual field trips. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of use cases that this would really come in handy for. Um,
I mean, that's a whole business. Virtual like museum tours.
oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh, you want to send a virtual, you want to send your class to the Louvre on this virtual tour.
Yeah.
You can buy our, cardboards for,
Yeah.
30 cents a piece for your entire school. And I don't know.
Yeah, and it really has that mind-blowing factor of getting out of the box and completely diminishing the order of the money in an order of hundreds.
Can
So
you
it's-
imagine a whole class with a cardboard on it?
they better be sitting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That'd
But,
be awesome.
It's funny. You should jump in the lightning round. The second story, real quick. I'll just show the picture. These people
What
got a
if you
little
did
bit,
that for, like,
pre.
go to an amusement park, and so the whole class is going, and it's like they're all on a ride. You look around, and you could actually like have a virtual representation of the person next to you.
Yeah.
That would be
And you
so
wouldn't-
cool.
you wouldn't even need a permission slip.
Exactly.
So
Oh.
this is the company that I guess was making very simple but plastic version of the same sort of thing, and
Yeah.
I guess they got a little preempted, but
These guys were at the AWI Expo.
Yeah,
Don't you
the
think?
augmented world.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is I think there's been a lot of 3D printed virtual reality devices that you could put together for relatively cheap, like $100. That would put to use your cell phone. But yeah, I kind of do feel a little bad for them, just a little.
timing, yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, it happens. So shall we do lightning round or shall we just go into events? We're running a little low on time.
But we're already mostly through the lightning round, so we could just skip to events.
Yeah, let's get to events. So the Oculus Rift Connect conference, that's September 19th through 20th. Keith, I'm going to give that to you because I think you're the one who found this guy.
Sure. I mean, I'm excited about it. There's not a lot of details on what to expect, except that a couple of high-level execs from Oculus would be in attendance, probably giving some kind of a talk. It's September 19th and 20th. It's in LA, and the registration was supposed to go on sale today, but I got an email last night that they weren't quite ready yet. So hopefully in the next couple of days.
Sounds like I.O. again, right? All over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I wonder. I'm not sure Oculus has enough going on to really justify a conference. I'll be honest.
I might be surprised.
I was very pessimistic about what was going to happen after they got bought by Facebook. So the fact that they're still clearly going to be developing and hopefully getting a platform started, it's kind of exciting for me. So if I can go, I'd like to attend and sort of.
We can all go and bring our cardboard.
Yes. Very funny.
So, okay, next big story, and this is the big one. Aaron?
Yay! Big Android Barbecue, October 16th through the 18th in
Woohoo!
the DFW area of Texas. Hurst.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been working on some awesome announcements coming up soon, hopefully. We'll start announcing speakers probably in the next 2 weeks. Call for volunteers will go out probably next week.
Nice.
It's getting close. Stuff's
It is.
ramping up. If you don't have your ticket already, make sure you get it. I should put out a discount code for our viewers. I should make one. Why don't I make a discount code for our
We
viewers?
should make a
And
discount.
I'll share one spoiler. You can probably expect one of the nights is going to be barbecue, so
There will be
go ahead and
barbecue.
expect that.
There will be
Might
barbecue,
be barbecue.
alcohol, and lots of man. The sessions this year are going to be better than every year, and our sessions last year were amazing. So
Yes.
yeah, I really take a lot of pride in the quality of our sessions. Considering we didn't have a single one our first year, we've really grown up into kind of a really quality developer conference.
So
But
I
we're
know
there.
Keith and I will be there. And
That's-
Aaron, of course.
And hopefully me.
So,
So, yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what. Next week, come back and make sure you watch next week. I'll have a discount code for our viewers next week.
Awesome.
Maybe
Very
I'll put it
cool.
on the event page. It won't take
Very
me long.
cool. Oh, and make sure to get your hotel too.
Yeah.
So,
I think
yeah.
one of them's already filled up.
oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I think
Keith and I
Hyatt
made
already
people.
is
On the
already
plus side, for anybody that's traveled to conferences before, especially ones in cities like San Francisco, it will be a nice relief when you're going down to Hurst, Texas, because even last-minute hotels, you're still going to find them pretty cheap. Flights are pretty inexpensive, and but it's still an awesome party.
Yeah, it's a lot more laid back.
definitely cheap.
Yeah, we made the mistake last year of not getting a hotel until last minute,
Ooh.
and
It was still probably pretty cheap.
It wasn't
It
too bad.
was.
It was just a little bit of a drive, but
yeah, it just wasn't super close.
all the people in the know had a cool hotel right next to the convention center.
Yeah. There's not really any Airbnb, and well, there might be, but don't bother.
Nothing
Just find one
close.
of the 3 hotels right there. They're all like $109 a night or something like that. I mean, it's cheap. You don't need a car. There's a shuttle from the airport to the hotels. Don't fly Virgin because Virgin's moving airports, and there won't be a shuttle from the Virgin flight, unfortunately. Not that there's anything wrong with Virgin. I'm sad that they're moving airports, but it's like an extra 45-minute drive. Well, maybe 30 minutes.
Okay. Next, MoDev is doing a Wearable Plus Things conference in this October in DC. About 1,000 attendees expected. May have a Google Glass DevRel person as part of keynote. Also,
What?
barbecue again.
What does
I'm
that,
guessing
what does that
this
mean?
was a noble thing.
Also BABBQ? What is that? Oh. He was just writing to mention them. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, so this is a
I thought maybe we were working with them and I didn't know about it.
surprise. Yeah, we'll have to wait until Noble gets back on after he's done with his what do you call it, sabbatical.
Yeah.
His baby
He's
sabbatical.
on,
Baby leave.
Yes.
yeah.
He's on
Paternity
paternity leave. Yep.
Paternity leave. All right, last.
Watch conference, the future of wearable tech in healthcare.
It's going to be
All right.
25th and 26th of July in Indianapolis, and a lot of the explorers are going to be there. A lot of the med
cool.
docs that are explorers are going to be there.
Cool. Is this something Kathy's putting on, or?
No, unfortunately, Kathy is not related. It's more like a board, and they're all like doctors and who that you could know. It's Paul Sadek and John Bennett and
Oh, cool.
a bunch of cool doctors. And I'm going to have a quick presentation there too, but it will be virtual. I'm not going physically.
Virtual technology is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love virtual presentations because
I kind of don't, but it's not the same as being there. So
it's not. It's not.
it's
But I
so
will
much
say
harder, right?
it's much easier to, well, it has its advantages because you don't get bombarded by questions afterwards.
I love the questions, though. That's my favorite part. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, are we done?
I think we
Yeah,
are.
let's be done.
I think we are. We actually are on time this time. Exactly. Well, hour and a minute.
Tell your friends. Grow the show.
Yes. Yes. Join our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Click
Plus community.
subscribe. Isn't that what they always do?
What's that?
We're gonna Photoshop a button in that says subscribe at one of the places I'm pointing.
Yeah, one of these days we'll figure that out.
You just need to draw a big circle, Aaron.
Just subscribe. There's probably a button somewhere on your screen if you're on the YouTube channel that will allow you to subscribe. You can find it. You're smart people. You found us. You got to be smart.
Exactly.
Because nobody knows where we're here.
Definitely smart. You're gonna be a genius.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. So, bye everyone.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.